Hey, yeah. Hey, trying to figure out who the hold this was. When people try to.
I think that, so personally, so I go from a different perspective because with one of my women's group, it's called Perfect Imperfections, and we're building a network of women to come together and talk about self-love. And one of the most important things for, and it doesn't have to necessarily be women, but just as the other person, is for you not to compare yourself to anybody. Two of the greatest things that women deal with as it relates to just our core is comparison and perfectionism. So with those two things, with us comparing ourselves to other people, that can be a challenge just in any relationship because it's always that need to try to keep up with. So what I would say, just from that other person, is to play your role. If you do your role and then let the other person do what they do, then the balance would come in. So what does that role look like? So let's say I'm the entrepreneur and my spouse or my boyfriend or girlfriend, oh wait, your boyfriend or girl, like my boyfriend, and if you had a girlfriend, all right, let me get that right real quick. Okay, all right, woo, that could have been real bad. All right, so if my boyfriend is not, let's say that his role could be sometimes to just support me. And it's not necessarily to go do what I do, but it could just be to support me and to make sure that I'm good.
What does that look like?
Sometimes.
I don't know what that...
Support me.
Yeah, so
To
what...
ask me how my day's going.
Okay.
Ask me how my day's going. Send me some food because you know that I'm not going to eat. Mm-hmm. And because you know how I am, right? If they're with me, they're going to know that I'll go and I'll grind and I'll forget to eat, right? So send me some food just because you know that I'm not going to do right, right? Send me a text and be like, hey, I'm just thinking about you. You ain't got to hit me back. I'm not expecting a long, drawn-out conversation. To me, that's supportive in my light. And everybody's different, right? Everybody's need is different. But that's it. It doesn't have to be going out doing what I do. It doesn't have to be that way. So the comparison there is the challenge.
Yeah, I think it's more... it comes down to just being able to tell your partner what you want from them. So... if you need them to play this particular role, you need to tell them that. This is what I need you to do for me in order for us to continue to grow as a couple. I think that the challenge can really come in is that they see you doing so much, and so they feel like they need to do more, but it's not the more that you need. So it's busy work. I'm just trying to do something. Like he said earlier, I'm just trying to be busy. But I think that's just a natural reaction to where you want to be just as busy as the person that you're with. You want to feel like you're actually contributing. And coming from a male's perspective, like, I don't mind being with a boss, but some guys could have an issue with, okay, she's doing more, so I need to, try to be on that same level.
Right.
And maybe they don't understand that, okay, I don't really need you to be at my level because I'm good where I am. I need you to, make sure I eat, or I just need you to make sure that, something happens. Because that's the real thing for me. Like, I don't eat during the day because I'm just on it all the time.
Right. So, okay. Perspective is a thing. So sometimes, so being a woman and in at my level, whatever you would call that, right? If you're at a high level and you're constantly going up. If I was to tell a man, hey, I don't need you, like you just said, I don't need you to necessarily be at my level. I just need you to do this. I don't know if it would go over the same way as if you were to do it to maybe a lady that you were with. Because it would seem like, I'm trying to, I don't want to say like downplay like your poor part of my life. Like, you don't need to be up here with me. You need to be over there and just hold my bag, or over there and just make sure I eat, and over there and I don't want to make him feel that way if I was to say something like that. I don't think that we could have that same conversation.
I don't think it's something that you can just jump into that, hey, listen, this is all I need you to do.
Okay.
I think it's more of a transition of, hey, listen, I know you're doing a lot over here, but that's not where we need the energy. It has to be us. We need to do this.
But that may not come off that way.
There's no way you can do that. without stepping on toes.
No, it's okay to step on toes, but you have to make them understand this is why I'm telling you these things, because if you don't do things this way, it's going to affect the way I can do things over here. And what I'm doing here is for us. It's not just for me. And so I think if you let them know that, listen, I'm moving this way so we can be good.
Okay.
And so if you can't understand, hey, we can be good, then
well, I mean, in today's climate, man, nobody wants to take that position. Because if you think about it, that's more of a dependency.
Yeah.
If you say, I'm holding it down, you just take care of me, I'm going to take care
I mean, if he want to take care of me, now, not you, but if I got a man and he just want to take care of me, I'm still not going to sit at home and just do nothing. Right? Now, I'm going to get it in at the house if that's what I'm doing. You know your job though. You know this is what I'm doing. No, I can't agree with that.
Why?
Because you're making it seem like we're in 1950s.
It's not a 1950s thing. If you're gonna be a housewife, okay, this is what your life looks like. Okay, that's a hard job though. No, listen.
Oh, it is.
Being a housewife is a hard job.
It is,
and so it's not to be looked at. Because on loan applications, you can be a housewife. That's employment history. But I just think we have to get out of that. If I live this certain way, I'm trying to leave it to Beaver. That's a older show.
It's not that time anymore, man.
It's not.
In my field, real estate, I think it's 83% women, 17% men, and maybe the majority of that 83% is like old housewives. They just got bored, so they wanted something to do. So they became realtors or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess nobody wants to play that role anymore.
I mean, I'm okay with working smart, right?
I can play the house husband role.
No.
Now I could sit at home and wait for you to get there. I have your food ready. I had the kids ready to go. Smash them. All of it.
I just think there's too much idle time these days, man.
No, it's not. Because, listen, it's a lot to do at the house.
Yeah,
if you have kids or whatever, they're killing now.
I mean, it is a lot to do at the house, but is everybody built to, automatically know what to do with that 8-hour window?
Yeah, I think it's just a conversation is that, listen, during this time, if you're cooking dinner, if you're, laundry, cleaning or whatever, you have that time to do that. It's like your schedule.
This is my thing. I'm gonna teach you how to live a tax-free life. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you to hire your spouse.
That's a good look.
I was just saying, hire your spouse and your kids. I'll teach you how to live a tax-free life and give you more details later. I got you. But this is the thing. So I feel like I couldn't have the same conversation. I don't feel like it would come off as well because I don't want to. As a woman and as a strong woman, I'm a strong black woman, and that could come off as a few different type of ways. We should really talk about that later. Yeah. I'm gonna put a pin in that. But coming off as a strong black woman, I wouldn't want to take a man's demasculate him, or I don't want to make him feel less than a man. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to make him feel that way. So me saying,
So you're only a man if you make money?
Nah, no.
Yes.
Yes.
That's man.
I don't think that's a thing.
I'm gonna stay behind the camera, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I need you to talk today.
Honestly, because
it's just round talk. It's just round table. What's up?
We kind of run a long time, but check this out. I just feel like a man's value in not this century, but this decade is based on what he's able to provide financially.
Okay.
There's a lot of us Renaissance men, I like to call it, right? We can housework and fix everything, cars, everything, but you're not looked at the same way as a guy who was able to bring home a check. Even let's say you didn't make enough. You got a guy who worked at a plant or something for 30 years and he's able to bring home, nice little change. You may be an entrepreneur and you make whatever. You make it how it comes. It's just not looked at the same.
So you're saying that if a man has a job, he's seen as more of a man than a man who's just hustling, entrepreneuring.
That's the way it seems because it's more of a security package.
I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody to take care of me.
But everybody's
that's
not.
A conversation. We need to talk about that.
Everybody's not in your space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a space.
Okay. All right.
Everybody's not in your space. Some women need to be
taken care of.
Not necessarily 100%,
Listen.
but just know that if they blow their money on shoes or something, that the bills still get paid. You get what I'm saying? So a guy working at a place like whatever, who's got a continuous check, you know it's coming. He just looks more attractive than the guy who has to make deals.
Go make it happen.
Right, you know what I mean? So it's just a different time, man.
But what you think?
Nah, I don't date dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Really?
Listen, you know what I'm saying?
Based
Listen,
off what we see on social media, man, it's like you don't really deal.
Yeah, I don't really
you know,
deal with social
but
media like
just
that.
just scrolling through, it just looks like it's more of a package.
So you're saying the package looks better, but okay, so just thinking from a different perspective. Back in the day, right, women used to marry for security.
They still do.
They still do. That's a thing.
They date for attractiveness or whatever you want to call it, but they marry for security. If you notice, you look at a woman's track record, you'll see dope boys, you'll see whoever in their 20s or whatever.
Right.
Once they get older, it might be a guy 20 years older than them, or somebody you never would have thought they would be with, and that's strictly for security.
So you saying, like, I don't know how I feel about that because I date older many times, and it's not for security, not necessarily. It's just mentally.
Once again,
most times, mentally, the guy's older that can kind of.
You are the self-love financial coach.
Okay.
That is a space in itself.
So, okay, I got you. So, all right, I had this situation. Oh my God, just talked to one of my clients the other day, and he literally told me that. So when you said that, I just had a moment that he said the woman was like, well, you know, I'm not saying you don't do well. She literally told him this, and I almost appreciated her for that, even though I felt she was shallow. She said that, I'm just saying. So she said, do you think that you could go find you another job? And he was like, what do you mean? Now, he doesn't do bad. But she was like, well, I'm used to talking to guys or dating guys who make, 70, 80 or more. And he was just like, oh, okay, why is that? Like, he asked her why. And she said, that's just what I'm used to. And she basically told him she wanted security. And I was just like, wow. And I was just in a space, and I guess, like you say, I was using my perspective from where I was. And I just told him, I was like, that's terrible. Like, you shouldn't have to change your job to date a woman. Like, she's not the one for you necessarily. But when y'all say that, women still, or people, because I feel like men want people to take care of them too. But anyway, maybe because that's my space, right?
Take care of me. I'm good.
But I feel like I didn't know it was a thing as it is because I'm in my own world, right? I'm in my bubble and I deal with me.
But that's always been a thing, though. Like, you don't even got to be like on social media or anything. Like, you can see like the TV shows, like a lot of people watch this little Steve Harvey stuff. Like, listen, I think he put out a lot of bad information about relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing, and I don't mean to be name dropping or whatever, because he got his own level. I'm just here, but he gives the perception that if a man can't do those things for you, then that's not the man for you. And I think a lot. He has a big female viewing audience,
absolutely.
And so this is the message that a man is putting out here to women.
And a successful man at that.
Yeah, but you got to know his story though. He hadn't always been where he is.
Yeah.
And so
he's a great
he
story.
doesn't give that other side that, hey, listen, you got to work with your man up through this. He should be here. And,
right.
And he's had like 8 wives.
I don't know about that.
He has a great story. He has a lot of stuff going on. He does have a huge audience. So what you're saying is that the perception of that the woman should be taken care of is still there. Y'all saying that?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah.
I feel so lost.
1,000%. Because ask yourself, if you look at some of the rappers, like you look at the attractive women they have, it's not because these guys are attractive or they're not even intelligent like that.
That is true.
Like, we can go to Balenciaga tonight.
Yeah.
Because I got a single out right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you notice they kind of move around. The women move around as the guy's stars start to decline.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This makes sense. I mean, I guess, and from my own perspective, maybe it's different because I'm just like
you self-sufficient. So,
yeah.
So you may be looking for an equal or like a little bit lower, and you can deal. Mm-hmm. But they're looking. They're looking for something.
I prefer what? I prefer a what?
Well, my thing is, I don't have a problem working with a gentleman who's up and coming. Like if he has goals and he has somewhere he wants to go in life, I'm cool with that because I ain't saying I made it, right? I don't ever feel like you'd ever get there.
That always sounds good.
No, I'm
But
serious.
when you really in that, like when the pressure is on, it's the 29th. The rent is due in 2 days. We don't have anything. So if I don't make a deal or something happens,
that's just bad money management.
No, not necessarily. Like I said, when you are actual real.
Yeah, when I first got into the industry, and I decided to just jump out there on my own, I didn't have a deal or a check for like 6-7 months,
Right.
and so everything was on me. So it was money management for me. Right. Is that listen? I know that I'm not always gonna get a check. I'm not always gonna close a deal. Mm-hmm. So I think when people have those challenges, it's from other things. You eat out too much, you went to the mall, you do more things than you really should with your money. Right. So you have to make your money just really work for you in that aspect. But, definitely being entrepreneur, you don't always got checks.
Yeah.
You may get good checks, but they don't always come, consistently.
Yeah.
And it's money management. But definitely, I see your point of view where this is still an age or era where the man is, more or less defined by his earning potential right now. Like, I don't even think, I believe in earning potential. Like, you got good earning potential. Yeah, we could be a thing. Sure. I see that and I believe in that. But I think for guys, it's, what can he do for me right now? Right. Like, I can deal with him for a little bit. I may be able to stick around for this first year of the business. But now, when you go to your friends, with women's empowerment group, you're talking about, what? Man, Annias couldn't even pay the mortgage this month. You know what I'm saying? And so now, these women are looking some type of way because you had to go get another job or you had to do something to pick up. And a lot of people don't think that that's your place to really pick up and help there.
So the perspective is that, because see, my perspective is if you can't get it, I can, and I'm gonna go make it happen. And honestly, while you're doing and going out and getting it, I'm gonna go get it too. So if you fall short, I'm here. Like, and to me, the woman should be the help. When they say the helpmate, fine. We're talking financially as well, to where we can be equally yoked to say, Annias, you going to get it today? Cool, me too. Let's just say we're gonna meet back at the house before 12. because we're getting it in, right? Yeah. But it takes a certain kind of person to be able to be a part of that. And if you are looking for security, an entrepreneur is probably that. A new entrepreneur may not be what you're looking for, because honestly, once you get from entrepreneurship to business ownership, those things are different, very different. So maybe the security piece, you need a business owner and not necessarily an entrepreneur.
Everybody love the boss.
It's a boss thing, whatever. Boss. But there are things that come with you dating a boss, though. Maybe we should talk about that.
Talk about that next time. Let's talk about that next time.
That's good. So I feel like, as I said, these are real conversations that I feel like is important for us to have. This is just our perspective, right? So make sure that you all comment in the comments. Let us know what you think, how you feel about it. Give us your perspective, and maybe we can even get you on the show so you can come tell us about it. It'd be great. So, you got something?
Everybody at the top.
or looking down at you from the top, because the bottom is way too crowded, right? Make sure you subscribe below, and we'll see each and every one of you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded, and as Annias says, everybody's at the top.
Coffee in the coffee in the coffee. Coffee in the coffee in the coffee.